2017 will go down on record as one of the most challenging years we have ever seen. The toll from Harvey, Irma, Maria, and the Mexico earthquake impacted the lives of millions of people. Our world is so interconnected and globalized today that it has become a difficult task for companies to react to events around the world, protect their employees, and prevent operations from being disrupted.
2017 certainly was a challenging year. I mean, you had 3 hurricanes and an earthquake all in the span of a couple weeks. But that's really just the traditional view of disruptions. What we're seeing is that more and more companies are having to worry about a variety of different areas. In fact, factory fires was the leading cause of disruptions for last year. But we're also seeing that things such as mergers and acquisitions, financial disruptions, labor strikes, geopolitical problems can also be sources of disruptions for companies.
So how far-reaching are the impacts that companies experienced? Think about it. When one factory goes down for any reason, all the companies who buy from that factory get affected. The products that we use on a daily basis are becoming more and more complicated.
Companies must be a lot smarter about how they keep their experts informed about their global supply chains, part origin, and events worldwide that could affect their business. Information is critical for maintaining direction over situations in which people might lose control over a supply chain.
To effectively manage supply chain risk, companies require deep real-time visibility into the interdependencies, flows, connections that move raw materials and products worldwide. Risk then becomes fundamentally an information problem. Technologies such as social networking that we use in our day-to-day lives, when you take them, apply them to supply chains and enterprises, now companies are able to quickly and efficiently collect vital information. And very importantly, keep it fresh.
Resilinc has the business solutions on demand to enable business executives to solve their communication problems in their supply chain. Resilinc helps companies improve the predictability of their supply chain performance, in turn raising customer satisfaction and achieving revenue goals.
With today's complexity and speed of change, companies have to be a lot smarter about how they prepare and then react to events worldwide that could affect their businesses. And for that, what we found is speed is critical. Companies not only have to make sure they get the parts that they need, but also understand the long-term impacts that events could have on any of the dimensions of their supply base. We've seen plenty of examples of events affecting supply and demand balances, commodity prices, and increasingly companies have to make sure that they're not vulnerable to cyber breaches. So for me, the challenge is answered by looking at 3 areas. Number 1, you got to have the ability to electronically listen in multiple languages. 2 is the ability to take what you've learned and apply it to multiple tiers inside your supply base. The 3rd one is the ability to communicate both internally and externally when you have a problem so you can react to it quickly. What I think is so special about the Resilinc tool, it has a superior functionality in all these 3 areas. Companies using advanced analytical tools to manage their extended supply network in this fashion have really found the ability to not only lower their cost of doing business, but make sure they can deliver to their customers on time.
So our vision was that the products that are necessary for everyday life should be available to people all over the world when they need them. We developed the technology to deliver this solution that could scale across tens of thousands of companies and hundreds of millions of parts. Resilinc makes it easy for companies to predict problems before they happen.
With supply chain complexity rising, a group of people, let alone a single person, should not be expected to keep interrelationships and linkages straight. Supply chains are more globally interconnected than ever before. The practice is brimming with opportunity.
Supply chains have grown incredibly complex over the past several decades. But the great news here is that the technology has grown even faster. Now we have technology available that lets us stay ahead, lets us navigate all this information, all this complexity in supply chains. Artificial intelligence, natural language processing, big data technologies, mobility, Internet of Things, all of those have made it possible for us to manage these very complex, very large information flows and extract relevant information, predictive information that helps us generate actionable insights from supply chain experts.
We are leading the world in predicting these vital shifts and helping companies to navigate these problems, predict where the world is headed. How will these changes affect supply chains? And what can companies do today to start protecting themselves and their customers against these threats? As humanity explores beyond the realm of our own planet, the supply chain will have to be millions of miles long. Resilinc will be the company that protects the supply chain from Mars and beyond.
To learn more, contact us today.